Hey everybody, it's the Mad Monk, and I'm getting ready to give you a dose of enlightenment that you're probably not going to like. So sit back, hold your head, and hope for the best. Today's topics are tribal economics, the truth about where we come from, and culture of maximum harm. So let's start at the beginning, shall we? A long time ago. Oh, by the way, I should make a disclaimer. The story I'm about to tell you is the truth. It's more truth than pretty much any history book is going to give you. Because the history books are written by the conquerors, not by the people who have been conquered. So, if you read in between the lines, you get at the truth. So, I'm about to just bust it open for you. A long time ago, there was this place called the Fertile Crescent. And in the Fertile Crescent, there was water, and there was food, and there was people. And there's different kinds of people, and they lived in different kinds of ways. Okay? But the thing that they all had in common is they lived in tribes. Because tribes are how people live. Fish live in schools. Bees live in hives. Humans live in tribes. It's how it works. Tribes are different from family. Look it up. So anyway, and these different tribes had different diverse ways of living. Some of them worked, some of them didn't work. Well, one tribe was into hunting and gathering. So them and their families and their extended families would, walk along and they'd eat. They'd spend a couple hours eating, and then they'd make stuff and sleep and party. That was pretty much their existence. Then there was the herders, who were kind of like the hunters and gatherers, but they had some animals that they, would raise with them and ride them and stuff. And they did a little bit more work, but it was still pretty groovy, and that was their existence. And then there was the totalitarian agriculturist. Now this is how totalitarian agriculture works. I have food in this patch of land, and you are not allowed to eat my food. Now, you probably think that's fair because you've descended from totalitarian agriculture. The problem with that is you've shut out the rest of the community of life. So nature cannot eat your food. So you, in turn, kill nature to protect your food surplus. So all of the coyotes that are sniffing too close to your food, shoot them. Well, now you don't have any coyotes. And now, slowly, the diversity of life is toppling in on itself because it doesn't have the things to sustain life because you've killed them to protect your corn. Well, anyway, back to the point. Totalitarian agriculture was only good for one thing. Good. And it's to have a food surplus. Well, there's this interesting biological fact that happens that whenever any species of any life have a surplus of food, their population expands. So now the expanded population needs more food. So we just, no problem, we have more space, we'll just go and put more food. And then your population expands again. And now your land is touching your neighbor's land. So what do? You kill your neighbor. So that way you can put your crops on their land. Yeah! And this is pretty much how one culture has taken over the entire planet. And I'm not talking about racial culture. No. I'm talking about totalitarian agriculture culture, which has given rise to towns, cities, and metropolitan concrete wastelands. Yeah. One culture. But here's the good news. That's not human nature. That's one way of living that we've all been indoctrinated into by the people and the ancestors of the people who started totalitarian agriculture. We don't have to do it. We don't have to pedal the bike faster. Just stop. Relax. Stop it. Be groovy. Find other ways. There are other ways to live. Well, more on that another day, because your heads are probably getting ready to explode. So, since they're getting ready to explode anyway, I'm going to introduce another idea. Okay. We're going to call this economics class. Well, the economics of totalitarian agriculture, we'll call this, you know what, let's just make it easier, okay? Instead of calling it totalitarian agriculture culture, we'll call these people the takers. So the takers have this economic system where it's a very closed circle, and it's a very destructive one. And it's called, well, if I can get it in the light here, there we go. It's called the byproduct get product economy. Here's the problem with byproduct get product. Byproduct get product has no support built into it whatsoever. It is a very non-give and take. It's you have or you don't have, you starve or you don't starve. And I'm not going to starve, so you're going to starve. That's how it's going to work. So I can get an Escalade, you can't have one. This particular economy has led to suicides, murders, rapes, pillages, and lots of atrocities. Hey, just watch the news any day of the week. Well, there's another kind of economy that you have not been taught. It's called tribal economy. And it is the I am not Bob Ross. He could paint. The come on, let's get the right one. There we go. The get support, give support economy. That means when I'm sick, you take care of my ass. And when you're sick, I take care of your ass. So that way in the future, when I'm sick, you'll take care of my ass. When I'm old, you'll take care of me, because when you're old, someone else will take care of you, so on and so forth. This doesn't even have to have a money equation into it. But that's the part that takers can't understand, because this is a lever economy. And levers being hunter-gatherers, horticulturalists, just communes. I mean, do I have to list them all? There's tons of different modes and ways of living, but we have refused to see them because we want this global economy where the planet is dead because we've killed it to plant a flag for a couple more dollars of worthless green paper that's not even backed by gold bullion. And now, if I haven't lost you, we're going to talk about the culture of maximum harm. That would be us, the ones that are living as takers. You have a choice, however, to not be a taker. And my first steps to you is to go and read. And I'm going to tell you specifically what to read, okay? I want you to pick up When They Give You Lined Paper Right Sideways by Daniel Quinn. And any book by Derek Jensen. I think that was his name. I know it's definitely Jensen. Okay? Get off your ass. Educate yourself. Quit living in an illusion, because this is all Maya. All of this. This computer, Maya. That fax machine, Maya. That bed, Maya. From when you wake up, watch TV, go to work, you are all living in a giant hallucination that has absolutely nothing to do with anything real. So, wake up. And especially if you're a pagan and you want to be a part of the natural world, you have to first recognize the natural world. And totalitarian agriculture is not the natural world. So,